Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, we're doing the homework from home today because PGR is gonna go on maintenance. I just realized that. It's like, yeah, I kind of got to do this now because PGR is gonna be on maintenance. The update is tonight, so I figured, why not? Why not? It's going good. How are you? Just chilling. I didn't do PGR last night, even though I didn't stream last night.
Here's a little something for you.
I want to do that really quick. What's up, Anthony? How you doing, brother? Haven't talked to you in a while. You doing okay? Your ass is never in here, man. They made me an official content creator of this today, by the way. Like a couple hours ago. They gave me like an in-game reward. It's pretty cool. Maybe that means to listen to my feedback and not dumb down the combat anymore. I guess we'll see. Doesn't seem like they're getting a lot of interest from a lot of the gacha game channels. I'm hanging in there. Hanging in there. Just doing my homework here. This is the kind of homework I do. Is, play this. This is my homework. Homework is a term that comes from DFO. Because that game really did feel like a second job. So people called the stuff in that game homework. And since I'm an on and off player of that game, I just call doing daily activities in games like this homework. That's where it comes from. DFO was really bad about that. Like, some stuff would just take hours to do, and it was like not fun. That's where the term homework comes from. I should probably explain that because I say that a lot. I say that a lot. But basically just means like repetitive, grindy activities and daily games like this that aren't fun. Luckily, even with the dumbed down combat, the homework in this game is fun and pretty minimal. I generally won't play games like this if the homework takes too long. I guess one of the reasons I play PGR. PGR homework is like 20-30 minutes tops. When Norman is up, it's like maybe an hour, if even that. Like very minimal homework. So I like don't just play these games. I play like normal games too. It's gonna be available to the public. It's still closed. This game has minimal homework because the stamina system is very restrictive, so it's more like you have to choose which homework you're gonna do and skip the rest. So it's basically like being a bad student. This game is kind of like, the homework in this game is like being a bad student, like not doing all your homework. It's not possible to do all of it. You kind of have to decide which homework you're going to do every day. Which I don't mind. It's not like DFO where you had to do all the homework and the events would, like, be designed to, like, just make you stay on the game as long as possible, which... You play more than one of these games, that's not something you want. To be able to get on one game and get off the other. This Bloody Palace is fire damage up, and they're like my strongest characters, so this is gonna be a cakewalk.
Here's a little something for you.
It doesn't seem like any of the gacha players are playing this game, which is weird. The gacha accounts. And like, even in its dumbed down combat, it's still better than like 95% of gacha games. For like action combat, the only thing better than this is PGR, pretty much. Like, there isn't anything else better. I guess that's because it's a closed beta. I don't know. It's very interesting. So I'm like not a gacha content creator. I just play games like this on the side. They accepted me. Like, they even asked to put my video on their channel. I guess they're really struggling to find people that are making guides. But I did make videos that went viral for the old version, so maybe that's why.
Here's a little something for you. Here's a little something for you. Let's light it up. Here's a little something for you.
There's a bunch for every game. There's a bunch for every game. It's just being only known for gacha games really sucks because it requires a lot of money to be a good content creator. People expect you to wail out. Like, not everybody can do that. I don't have the money to wail out, obviously. But that's like the main thing people are gonna go to you for is guides and gameplay and stuff. That's why I only play these on the side. The main content is normal games. Because I don't need lots of money to be competitive. I mean, I do have a really good computer, but that's beyond the point. Being a good gacha content creator requires way more money than I'm spending on this computer. Alright, who's next?
Here's a little something for you. Let's light it up. Here's a little something for you. Here's a little something for you. Let's light it up. Here's a little something for you.
boss. Is that all? Can you see that? Please say that. That's the best line. How's this? Snake.
Here's a little something for you.
Can you see that? How's this? How's this? Okay, good. That still hit. Generous hitbox. Generous hitbox.
Let's light it up. Here's a little something for you.
How's this? Voice acting. Okay.
Is that all?
Good fight. Well, most gacha games don't have combat. They don't have good combat. It's all about how much money you spend. Which is why I play PGR. It's PGR. Money is not the solution to everything. Oh no, I don't have a lot of money, so that's why I like that game. Hey, cool, got some gems. That was a pretty easy Bloody Palace for me because I have like really optimized fire characters. Alright. Let's see what else I gotta do. What else I gotta do homework for today? Okay, resource mission is obvious. Obviously I need to get more orbs. So, I go here. Clear 3 times. Inefficient for experience, but I need to level up the other characters, so that's taken care of. Go ahead and do the slots. It's pretty much just slots and then upgrade stuff, and then I'm done for today. Alright. Okay, so let's go ahead and do slots.
Here's a little something for you. Here's a little something for you.
Well, most of the successful gachas have barely any gameplay. Most of them don't have gameplay. That's why, like, I hate when people say this game is garbage. It's definitely dumbed down, yes, but compared to the other gacha games on mobile, it's still a good game. And they listen to a lot of feedback with this game that doesn't involve the combat. It's really just They need to fix the combat. They need to add more moves and stuff, and change the controls, get rid of the input lag, the hit stop. But those are easy things to fix. I think they did a pretty exemplary job of listening to the feedback. I spent a lot of money on the 1.0 version, so there's some weight to what I'm saying. I still enjoy playing it. It definitely is worse than 1.0, but everything that's not the combat is so much better. They made it into an actual service game. They didn't know what the hell they were doing the first time. I feel like that's worth something. Fortunately, you know, the game is called Peak of Combat, and it's not really the peak of combat anymore. It was before. I just hope they take their time. They actually give themselves time to parse all the feedback and make the game better. They don't just crap out an open beta that's the same thing. I'm sure there's a lot of business decisions that go into that, though, because they gotta start generating income. You already can use the cash shop in this. It's just everything's gonna get wiped, and you get like a rebate. So maybe that will give the suits of the company time to like, hey, we can make this game better and make more money. Instead of just rushing to open beta, just when they can't wipe anymore. So I'm hoping that's what will happen, but it's very hard to tell. I mean, the 1.0 version of this went maintenance mode for like over a year, because they were working on this. There's a lot of recycled animations and stuff. The monsters, enemies are mostly the same. They did add some more enemies, but I think a lot of that time was just fixing the service game part of the game, which really sucked. The only good thing about 1.0 was the combat. It was a terrible service game. It's a lot like Avengers. Actually very similar to Avengers. Good combat, but just a trash service game. Not the kind of game you'd really want to play every day and spend money on. Crap luck with these cards. This is like the main thing I need to get stronger. It's just giving me a bunch of junk. It's not like they're trash drops. It's just that I need specific sets, and it's not wanting to give them to me. All right. Guess guess I'll save the rest for later, as they give you 30 stamina later in the day. So I don't know if I really want to upgrade any cards right now. Do I even have any good ones? Let's see. Yeah, he's pretty decked out. What about him? Oh, we could upgrade this. Get him some more attack power. There we go. Oops. Alright, there we go. To upgrade Hunter, so we'll work on them next. Alright, let's switch to PGR. Gotta do PGR homework now. that's pretty much everything. I'll probably run through more of the card dungeon offline. Alright, that's it for that. I gotta switch to PGR. Yeah, I heard about that. That looks pretty cool. I still think they should have that shit at launch, but at least they add cool stuff to it. It's not just giving things more health. There's actually like some pretty good reasons to play it again, which is cool. It's just weird how games like they ship with stuff that they should have at launch. They don't ship with it and you have to wait. Like RE4 Remake does not have mercenaries for some reason. I think the reason is just because they wanted to get the game out for the fiscal year. And noticing a lot of that these past few weeks, there's been RE4 Remake with no mercenaries, and then The Last of Us PC port is a complete train wreck. I'm like, I think the reason they did that is because they wanted to get it out for the fiscal year. It's just, I think it backfired because everybody is shitting on that port for good reason. A lot of people really love that game, and they're doing a trash job of preserving it. And I notice how a lot of that's been happening. Stuff comes out in March, and it's like not finished or broken. Okay, so I think all I need to do on here is Call of Duty Warzone and then Pain Cage. Let's go ahead and do Shadow today. I think it did come out today, yeah. They did the same thing with DMC4. They did the exact same thing with that game. 5, I mean. They did that with 5. Oh, there's no Bloody Palace for some reason. Okay. Why? Why exactly? Let's see who I want to run.
隊長か。随分この職から離れていた。
Who's gonna give me a better score? I actually gotta think about this.
"闇がまとわりついてきても、俺は光に向かって歩くから。いいか、勝利は俺たちのものだ。私が全て処理する。全部手伝いでいいか。私が全て処理する。ゴールに向かって してやるぜ。逆走開脚。
戦術開始。トロまたこれで全てを終了する。勝利。ここに降臨する。生まれ変わります。これで全てを終了する。
ゴルンゴルン
闇がまとわりついてきた。俺は光に向かった。いいか、勝利は
私の指示をして滅びる。戦術開始。滅びる。生まれ変わります。これで勝負。ここに降臨する。
ゴルン刃の意志は万物を切り裂く。
闇がまとわりついてきた。俺は降参しないのか。
私の指示に従う。
私が全て処理する。
これで全て生まれ変わりましょう。
全部出題でいいか。
勝負。ここに降臨する。
ゴルン
That should
今
be a
回も
good
良かった
score.
が、今度はもっと綿密な作戦を立てよう。
Yeah, they did that with DMC 5 as well. Like, oh, the Bloody Palace isn't out for some reason, even though literally every other game in the series had it at launch. I think the reboot actually did not have it at launch, which was pretty shady. Weird. I can't remember if the reboot had it at launch or not. I don't think it did, actually.
隊長か。
Take like a series staple and it's just like not there. People actually hacked into the Bloody Palace on PC on 5 before it officially came out.
降参しないのか。この時代の傷。
Why should you even have to do that? I guess the fiscal year is everything to the suits, even though like content's already done, mostly done.
いいか。
私の指示に従う。滅びる。
ゾウその前。
戦術開始。滅びる。これで全て終了。
私も全部出題でいいか。闇がまとわりついてきた。俺は光に向かって歩く。
ゴルンに今回も良かったが、今度はもっと綿密な作戦を立てよう。
いいか。勝利は俺たちのものだ。
私が全て処理する。ゴルンにされない。私に傷をつけた。いい動きして私が全て処理する。
勝負。ここに降臨する。
闇がまとわりついてきた。俺は光でいいか。
私の指示。
お前ら全て粉々にしてやるぜ。いいか。勝利は
私が全て処理する。ゴルンにされない。私と戦ったことで
私の指示に従う。滅びる。これで全てが終了すれば。これが昇格ネットワークの力よ。分かった。
Alright there, hit a million. Cool million. Yeah, the patch is tonight, so I'll be playing this for today. Hulao comes out tomorrow, actually. Actually, the 8th, she comes out. Much black cards I have. Got about 12k. So I get her guaranteed. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get 2 copies. And, probably try to grab her weapon. And then save the rest, because Nanami Fire is coming out soon. The mech is coming out next patch. And that's going to be an S-rank character, so you need all the resources you can get. You got 2,000 fatigue, so I mean, play normal games now. It's quick. I would hope so. I would hope so. Otherwise, it's not really a remake, is it? If it's missing content, it's not really a remake. It's like a half-make. I'd hope so. It's understandable, though, to be fair. Like, RE4 is such a bigger game than the other games that they remade. Like, 1, 2, and 3 are, like, much smaller games. I'm not even talking about the remake, just, like, in general. There's not as much to redo. But 4 had, like, a lot of stuff added onto it, so... it's understandable, but the real reason is because they want it out for the fiscal year. I've been getting a lot of that. We've been getting a lot of that lately. They did the same. Actually, I mean, look up when did DMC5 come out? I don't remember when it came out. I think it was it was March 8th. Yeah, it was like the same around the same time as RE4 remake, and that didn't have Bloody Palace either. Like, I mean, Mercenaries is pretty much just Bloody Palace, but with guns, right? It's like the same thing, like a repeatable, like, combat-only mode. That didn't have Bloody Palace either. It took, like, it was like 2 weeks or something. Something stupid like that. So the reason they do that is because they want the game out for the fiscal year, but that content's not ready. So they rush it out with, like, one of the core gameplay modes is just missing. I was pretty sure that DMC5 came out in March. I seem to remember it coming out around the time of my birthday. Apparently it did. It's like 2 weeks before, well, a week and a half. Alright, let's see what I feel like playing next. Bizarre reboot, never. The only thing they care about is Resident Evil and Monster Hunter. I have a really hard time. I'm gonna say this. I might get canceled for this, but I have a really hard time empathizing with Resident Evil fans when they complain about a game because they get one like every 2 weeks. They get a new game like every 2 weeks, and the stuff that I like from Capcom or just in general is like on life support right now. So I really have a hard time empathizing. And right now the drama with the Resident Evil community is they harassed the Ada voice actor off Instagram and Twitter because they're harassing her because of the voice acting. I'm like, you guys are so entitled. Seriously. You get a new game every year. I don't even know if that's like anymore, man. Like, Muso has been... there hasn't been, like, a Muso game in a while. Basara is dead. Tails got a new game, but it sucks, and it's not Tails anymore. Like, I have a really hard time empathizing with them. Like, it's okay to not like the voice actor, but don't harass her. Like, it's not her fault. I think like the recordings they used for her were like really bad or something. Like they cheaped out. And like still, don't harass the actress. Like it's not her fault. Get over yourself, seriously. You get a game every year. If you don't like this one, there'll be another one next year. Or remake like Code Veronica or Gun Survivor or something. They're running out of games to remake. They'll make another one next year. Like, calm the fuck down. Okay. Resident Evil is like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed. There's one like every year. Especially when they abuse and harass the voice actors. Like, come on, man, really? Grow up. Grow up already. Come on now. They did the same thing when the RE3 remake came out, and they didn't like that game, and it's like, well, they'll have another one next year. It doesn't matter if they don't like her, they shouldn't be harassing her off social media. Come on. It's like juvenile stuff. That's like stuff you do when you're like a kid. Come on, they're like people like as old as I am. Like people in their 30s are doing this stuff. Like, grow up. Really? You'll get another game next year anyway, and you can complain about that one next. Yeah, I just can't empathize with them. They get a new game every year.
参りましょう。虎の館と知って飛び込んでくる。その度胸やよし。武田が心へ来た。この雪村。意志なき風に事は運べぬと知り候。親方様、今日までの鍛錬、この雪村めに示させていただきたく。よかろう、やってみせる、雪村。俺たちも負けてられねえぜ。
Yeah, the voice actress for Ada, like, I guess she, like, completely locked down her Instagram because all the Resident Evil neckbeards couldn't control themselves. Really glad Tales of Xillia came out when it did, because that game had the same problem too. Like, the voice actress that they had for Mila was, like, not bad, right? But the recording software they used was awful. Like, they really cheaped out on the dub, so it sounded like she had a lisp. The voice actress does not have a lisp, but, you know, Bamco doesn't care about Tales. They don't give it the proper care that it deserves. So, in the first game, you can go watch cutscenes of that game. It sounds like she has a lisp. She does not have a lisp. it's a problem with the recording equipment that they used when they were in the studio. I'm like, man, imagine if that game came out now. They would harass that woman off Twitter in a heartbeat. But luckily, that game came out 12 years ago, so that didn't happen, thankfully. People would say toxic stuff like, oh, it's your fault. Like, it's not our fault. It's not our fault Bamco cheaps out on Tails. They didn't put her in a studio that actually could do the job properly. Not her fault. In the second game, when they did the dub for that game, they actually, I guess they improved the equipment because she didn't have a lisp anymore. It's like, obviously you can't get rid of a lisp, right? And if he had a lisp, he probably wouldn't be a voice actor. It's not the kind of thing that people would hire you for. The lisp magically went away. It's like, well, you can't just like take a pill and get rid of a lisp, right? It never was her problem. It was Bamco's fault. What's up, girl?
最後の一つまで取られいよいよまずいぞ主人公
お主が倒した兵その重みを知りそして背負いながらもなお歩むか切り口がいてつくだと
武田の誉れ
もうよい雪室わしのもとへ来い風林火山の何たるか
Yeah, they get a game every year. Every single year they get one. So I don't really have any sympathy for them. Especially when they do stuff like that.
見たか雪村これぞ誠の風林火山
So how do you think I feel? Like I'm a Tails and Basara fan, so I get like the real shit end of the stick, right? You don't do anything with this franchise, and Tails is barely Tails anymore. It's a shadow of its former self. It's just a generic action game now. And combat is dumbed down and not fun anymore. Like, that's why I have a hard time empathizing with them, because I don't go harass the producers and stuff. I have every right to, but I don't. Because I'm actually an adult. Understand that the people that make those decisions are not the same people that make the games. It's old, balding Japanese dudes with lots of money that make those kinds of decisions. It's not the people that actually make the game. It's not the voice actor's fault. Shit, they probably get tired of endlessly making Resident Evil games over and over. They probably want to work on something like this. It's probably more fun. Something different for a change, but they crack the whip and just make them make Resident Evil games every year. And the fans still aren't happy. They get more games than anybody else.
静かに癒すこと林のごとく大将俺様が時間稼ぐ間に
Yes, but the game did well, so
反省だけなら
they're probably gonna not ever have the LMBS ever come back again. Gonna have that shit combat.
あんたは春日に貸せよ。いや、聞かなかったことにしてよ。
そなたも優しき忍びなのです
はい、俺様のお仕事、本日はここまで。あとは任せたぜ、大将。よし来た、サスケ。この雪は任された。お前らが本当の無敵を知るのはこの敵なのに。あの人には見えてんのさ、お前ら一人一人の動きがな。
神より先に死ぬるが武士。安らかに眠れ。
千里を走れ、我らが命令よ。
負けられる竹中心得一つ。この雪村、
Still waiting for Mega Man X9, by the way. Been waiting like 20 years for that game. Where is that, man? Can we give Resident Evil a break? Been waiting for that shit for 20 years. Nowhere to be found. Forgot about that too. Mega Man X8 was like 19 years ago. Where is that? Give Resident Evil a break for 1 year. They'll survive, I promise. They won't die. I think they can live without a game for 1 year. What's up, Albie?
そなたに私の剣が受け切れますか。
Mega Man X8 ended on a cliffhanger, by the way. It's been 19 years, there's no resolution at all.
もうよい雪室。わしのもとへ来い。
The Legacy Collection also hinted at there being another game. That never happened. No new game in sight. Here's another Resident Evil game. Have fun. No one likes X7. X7 is a bad game. X7 is a good example of how to not update a franchise. They did everything wrong with that game. You can't play as the namesake of the series. He's not playable until the game's almost over. And they replace him with an annoying kid. The gameplay is way worse. Zero has like some kind of, I don't know, terminal disease. He's got like arthritis or something. He's slow and he sucks to play. Like, it's just like not much in that game. Not much to like about it. The music's good, I guess. But every Mega Man game has good music, so that's like barely even a compliment at this point. Well, they didn't try to reinvent the wheel with DMC2, they just didn't make a good sequel. There's a pretty big difference between those games, in my opinion. DMC2 is just a shitty sequel. It doesn't really evolve the gameplay, and it's worse in a lot of ways. It's poorly balanced, but it's still playable. It's just, compared to the first, it's a bad game. X7 is just, let's try to reinvent the wheel because we made like 6 of the same game pretty much. And the quality got worse. They were trying to like really, I guess, give the franchise a shot in the arm, but they did a bad job because it was... That game is still worse than the worst 2D X games. It's still worse than like X6 and X5, which are like the worst games in the series, not counting 7. It's still worse than those games, which is the problem. They had a lot of franchise fatigue at that point. I'm sure there was a lot of pressure to change things up, change up the format. The game started selling worse, but that game was not it, man. Sometimes change isn't a good thing with video games. If you're not going to do the change right, then it's better to just make the same game again, which is kind of what they do with like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed, right? They make the same game every year. And they have tried to change those games, those franchises a lot. It's just... Usually when they do try to change it, they do a bad job. And people just want the same thing. They want World War II again. They want Modern Warfare 4, Modern Warfare to come back again. Nothing wrong with incremental progress with, like, game series. Because sometimes they do try to change stuff and they make it way worse. DMC2 is playable if you just don't really think of it as a DMC game. It's not something you should have to do, obviously, but it's more playable than X7. X7 is just torture to play. It's not a good game. It's not a good Mega Man game, and it's not a good just video game in general. Like Tales of Arise it's not a bad JRPG. It's still not the best. It's not a bad JRPG. I mean, there's way worse JRPGs than that, right? Like the Neptunia games. Those games are trash. It's still better than those games, right? It's not the worst you can get. It's just, it's a shit Tales game. That's the problem with it. If it was not a Tales game, it wouldn't be bad. I think people don't realize that there's a difference sometimes. There's way worse JRPGs that have come out recently, like the Neptunia games are pretty much just asset flip garbage. Nothing really interesting about them. Like Arise is still better than that. It's just Arise is not a good Tales game. Yeah, exactly. You can't with a straight face say that Tales of Arise is worse than Hyperdimension Neptunia games. You can't say that. The game is not that bad. It's just it's not a good Tales game. That's it. That's the only thing about it. I mean, if I had to play through Arise again or a Neptunia game, I would obviously choose the Neptunia game. I mean, I would obviously choose Arise. Like, no contest there. Yeah, ID Factory is like a good example of the decline of JRPGs. There aren't many JRPGs coming out in general, but they make like the vast majority of them. I'd say the era where Tales was putting out a game every year, like Resident Evil, uh, that was one of the most prolific times actually, because there were a lot of Final Fantasy games around that time too. Around that time, there was the DS Final Fantasy games. There was the FF13 trilogy. Those games kind of came out around that time. That was when they were putting out a Tales game every year. But now it's like Persona. They take like 8 years to make a new Persona game. They keep milking the last one. Like Persona 4, they did the golden one, the upgrade version, and then they did the dancing game, and then they did the arena game. They like dragged that game out forever, and then 5 they're doing the same thing. They did Royal, and then they did the Strikers game. So like those games don't come out very often. East has slowed down considerably too. Well, East 8 to 8, I think East 9 is East 10 is like this year, I think, or like early next year. They're getting those games out pretty fast, but they're obviously like way lower budget than Persona and Tales. Tales Berseria to Arise was like 5 years. Well, actually, what happened was they were annualizing Tales up until Xelia 2, and then they got a lot of complaints about Xelia 2 because that game, I love that game to death, but it's an asset flip. It's an asset flip. It's the same game as 1. They made like 30% new content. They recycled everything else, and they made the combat the best it's ever been. They got a lot of complaints about that, so they said that they were going to take more time. It was like 2 or 3 years until Zestiria came out, and Zestiria is a piece of shit. And then it was a good like year or two until what's it called, Berseria came out, and then there was 5 years of nothing. So they're not churning those games out anymore. I just feel like the quality doesn't represent the hiatus. So yeah, it's pretty much Idea Factory. Out of the big JRPG series, they're the ones that are treading them out the most. It's just those games are trash. They're very generic games. They mostly just make money because all the characters are moe blobs. They're peak weeb adjacent characters. They're all just like anime girls. That's the only reason those games are successful, and that's just also because there's not much else to play. Like, you can't in good conscience say that Arise is worse than those games. You cannot say that and be serious. Arise is leaps and bounds better than those games, despite all its faults. Uh-oh, is this not going to load? Might have messed something up. That's weird. I like uninstall the DLC. I could fix that. Might have to uninstall that game and reinstall it. I think I screwed something up. Oh, that's fine. Actually, I can figure out what happened. Hold on. Give me a moment here. Let's see. Might have gotten the wrong DLC for one of them. Does this game have an update? Maybe that's why. Maybe it has an update. That's weird. Oh well, I'll fix that later. I don't feel like dealing with that right now. I'm actually getting pretty hungry. Should probably stop soon. I don't really feel like playing Zelia right now either. Chill vibes only. No getting pissed off. Been feeling a lot better when I haven't been getting pissed off as much as I used to. Like, I'll do that later. Probably just need to figure out which DLC is not working right and fix it. It clearly didn't like what I did, so it's whatever. Oh well, I'm all messed up. I guess there's some kind of issue with the mod. All right, he won't play that. He won't play that mode right now. He's not looking too good. There's like a mod you can get to fix that, and I don't feel like messing with the game right now. Let's just have some fun. Who plays video games to have fun, right? You play them to get pissed off. Let's see what else I got here. Just gonna have some fun. That looks awesome. That looks awesome. I love that. Just put the VSync on really quick so it goes down to 165. What? Okay, there we go.
Forget about it. If you're not
Don't
on the
need
list,
more than
you're not-
165. That's my.
Nerves get the better of you?
It's my max refresh rate. Should pretty much stay there at all times anyway, so this game is pretty well optimized.
Please don't.
That's closed for tonight.
Hey, didn't you hear what you just said? We're closed for the night.
Not supposed to be part of tonight's group. I've longed for a battle like this.
Above this door are the 3 trials. I'm ready. Step through the door.
Step forward. You're about to be tested. Come on, hit me.
Survival of the fittest. And the loser, the thief.
Your weapon, as you wish. I've longed for battle.
end of the road.
You're almost as good as Yang.
That's so funny. Can Kamen Rider Meteor just a cold-blooded killer. This mod is awesome. It's well worth the $5. There's a bunch of other Tokusatsu mods too. I might change them out sometimes. I think that's gonna do it for now. I'm gonna I think my neighbor wants to order pizza, and I haven't eaten all day, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I'm gonna go over there early, so we'll probably do an actual kitty-sitting stream later. But it won't be homework related because I finished all the homework on this stream. I did Peak of Combat and I did PGR. PGR is going to be on maintenance in a few hours, so we'll probably play Spiritfall, 30XX, Astral Ascent, maybe some Streets 4. Yeah, that's gonna do it for now. My stomach growling. I should probably eat something really quick, and then it's probably gonna take like an hour to get the pizza, so I gotta budget all that time in. And there'll definitely be at least one more stream today. I know I didn't stream last night, but I'll probably stream tonight too if I feel like it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Just a chill, no stress stream. It's been helping my mental health actually. It's kind of been a blessing in disguise. I haven't had any major games to play because I haven't been getting pissed off. I'm sure people have noticed. I've been very chill, just kicking it. So we'll do more chill stuff tonight. I know Stranger of Paradise came out on Steam. I actually heard that it runs a little bit better, but the save doesn't transfer, so I'm not paying $50 for that. It's tempting, but if the save doesn't, I mean, I have like 160 hours in that game or something, so I'm sure as hell not starting over again. I would like to see some actual proof that it's running better. I've only heard like hearsay from like Poofer Llama and stuff, but hopefully it will run better. I'll see you guys later. We'll come back later on.